Math time. Yay. I'm not feeling math today. Oh, let's just turn it off. No, we can't do that. That's not how that works. So we are going to learn about symmetry, which is kind of fun. And this is not the first time it's been introduced to you, but it's certainly going to be one of the first times that it's the logic of symmetry and why it goes along with the translations that we've been doing, the rotation, the flip, the slide. Yeah. Okay, so we are on page 550, lesson 79. Not bad, not bad. We're moving along slowly but surely, kind of trucking through. All right, if you look at the very top of your page of 550, you are going to see where it describes, it says, in nature, we often find balance in the appearance and structure of objects and living things. For example, we see a balance in the wing pattern of a moth or a butterfly. We call this balance reflective symmetry or just symmetry. The dashes across the lines of a moth indicate a line of symmetry, meaning that the portion on one side mirrors that of the other side. Okay, that makes sense. I want to try to put this little butterfly up there. I know you've got your book or moth, but if you'll see where they have the little dotted dash between the little moth's body, in between his two little antennas, bang. Okay, it mirrors or it reflects like it's saying. Some polygons and other figures have one or more lines of symmetry. Okay, which of these polygons, this is example 1, does not have a line of symmetry? All right, so if we look at a rectangle, we know a rectangle has a line of symmetry, one horizontal and vertical. So you get one vertical and one horizontal. An isosceles triangle, that's important. Isosceles because all sides are even, right? All sides are equal. And then, no, isosceles. Ay, 2 of the sides. I'm telling you. We're gonna stop. I made some fresh tea this morning. Symmetry, line of symmetry, mirror images, right? The moth, if you look at both wings, you'll see they mirror one another. All right, a rectangle can go this way and this way. An isosceles triangle, 2 sides that are equal. If it cuts right down the middle, yes, it is a line of symmetry. What about the trapezoid? No, it does not have a line of symmetry. What about a square? You know, a square, he's like the happy camper because all sides are equal. You've got the 4 right angles and you can go to town. So in this case, they call it 4 lines of symmetry. All right, but we realize that the letter C, right, that because the sides are not even, one's straight and one kind of goes cockeyed like this, right, that it's not going to have a mirror image, so there is no line of symmetry. There's a worksheet that I have attempted to email to your parents, but if you just want to draw them, that's probably the best thing to do. It's going to look like this. And I drew the first 3. They gave us an isosceles triangle. They gave us a pencil, and then they gave us a smiley face. And what they're asking us to do is to mirror one line of symmetry for each. So one line, just one line of symmetry. So that isosceles triangle, if I go right down the middle, of course, don't be making fun of Miss Taylor's drawings here, okay? But if you'll see that, those 2 sides mirror one another. That would be called one line of symmetry. Now you're thinking, what about the pencil? Well, instead of going vertical, what if we started right? Of course, mine is not But a pencil would have one line of symmetry. We would just follow the length of the pencil and it mirrors one another. Pretty cool. What about a smiley face? How could that possibly have a line of symmetry? Well, if both sides mirror one another, sure enough, you have a line of symmetry. It's pretty cool, huh? Yeah, a different way of looking at it. All right, so let's go to example number 2. It gives us all these cool letters. All right, and it says, copy these letters and draw a line of symmetry if there are any. There's only one letter that doesn't have a line of symmetry. And just looking at it, what do you think it would be? The R. R wouldn't have a line of symmetry. Oh. So if I have the letter C, the letter H, the letter A, and the letter I. Okay, the letter C has one line of symmetry going through the middle of it. Okay. H actually has 2 lines of symmetry. I could do it this way and it would mirror one another, and then I could go through the H part, where the middle line for H. Then we could also do a mirror image that way. How about the letter A? Does it have 1 or 2 lines of symmetry? What do you think? John Mark, what do you think? Yes, it has 1. It has 1. How about the letter I? It has 2. You're exactly right, Deb. It has 2. So 1, I could split it right down, make it a real skinny I, or I could make it a really short I, couldn't I? Yeah. Okay. So let's look at, I wanted us to complete the lesson practice that's on page 553. It says, copy each of these figures and draw the line of symmetry if there are any. So we are going to take a sheet of notebook paper and I want you to draw A through F. So you've got these different shapes, okay? And then we're going to decide which ones have lines of symmetry and what could they be. So you get your piece of paper, I'm getting mine. You do know that you needed to do Power Up, all of Power Up before we started this, just to get your brain warmed up. If you didn't, you can pause this video and go right to it, okay? I am lesson 79. We're on page 553. And let me see if I can't try. Oh, this ought to be fun. Probably it's going to look as nice as your drawings. Zane, Kellen, Ray, quit laughing at them. All right. Parallelogram. Okay. I'm trying to put the some bird going to town out there. They're fighting. Maybe they're fighting over a worm. I don't know. All right, so the letter W, you have to be able to draw it really squeaky marker. Okay. So, then I have, there's 6 shapes, right? X, Sorry about that. Okay. Let's see if we get a little bit darker color. So the first one that looks like a little flag. All right, so here's Miss Taylor's lovely artwork. And your notebook paper will look something like this. You'll draw name, subject, date, yeah. Math, page 553, lesson 79. And we're gonna do, well, today's date is April 22nd. And we are going to do A through I together. So when I look at A through F, see that little flag, and I see one line of symmetry. What do you think, Validia? Do you see one line of symmetry? This is the one that I see, right down the middle, because it would reflect one another. Now, a line of symmetry, straight up and down. So a parallelogram, so you're gonna write the word none. There is no line of symmetry. How about the triangle? Now this looks like an equilateral triangle. Yes? So if it's truly an equilateral triangle, then you really have 3 lines of symmetry because you're just turning them over and over, and it's just like one line going through the middle. So I'm just going to do the one line first, right down the middle. But a true equilateral triangle will have 3 lines of symmetry because it would mirror it, because each side is exactly the same. All right, how about the letter W? The letter W here, I see one line of symmetry. Violet, what about you? You think you just see one? Yeah, I think so too. Again, straight through the heart. Now the letter X is interesting. You really have 2 lines of symmetry. We could go right through the middle of it, right? Boom, 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 boom. And it would without a doubt show you a line of symmetry. But what about that's horizontal, how about vertical? Yeah. Brock, what do you think about the letter Z? When I look at the letter Z, if we had maybe, it's just not a mirror image. I mean, it's just not. So we're gonna write none. I know you're gonna try to make it work. Just write none on there for me, please. None. Okay. Now, they're wanting us, it says which figures, let me erase our fun little smiley face guys. So that was A through F. And then on G, it asks us which figures above, which we just did, do not have rotational symmetry. All right? Rotational means that if you turned the object a certain way, then it would not have a line of symmetry. So if I'm looking at A and D, so for G, and we're gonna have to study this a little bit more, for G, you're just gonna write does not have rotational symmetry. And it is figure A and figure D. And you're like, what? Figure A and figure D, if we rotate it 90 degrees, clockwise or counterclockwise, okay, it's not going to have rotational symmetry. So the uppercase letter H has rotational symmetry because it matches its original position at a half turn. So in this case, they're not going to have their original, meaning I can't rotate those two shapes and they always have a line of symmetry. They have to be facing, the direction that they're in now to have those lines of symmetry. You're scratching your head. I don't get it, Miss Taylor. Not yet. Not yet. We're getting there. So again, this is a new way of we're looking at it, all right? H. Let's look at H. Well, first, so that was A through F. Here's G. And then here's H. H asks us what figures have reflective symmetry. Okay, it's like that mirror symmetry. All right, so reflective, this is reflective symmetry. We're just going to put SYM. Is that okay with that? Good. They are A, C, D, and E. Again, remember what reflective means, like the mirror. If you cut it like the moth, if we had that line that went, you know, directly through that moth, and they mirrored one another, okay, reflective symmetry. So you're going to put, for H, reflective symmetry. And here are your answers. Now let's look at them real quick. I am looking at A, which is the little flag. They reflect one another. Then I'm looking at C, that equilateral triangle. It has reflective. I'm looking at the letter W. It has reflective. And then I'm looking at the letter E, which was the letter X, I think. It has reflective. Okay? You're like, yeah, it's clear as mud, but you're getting it. You're going to get it. It's just going to click, I promise you. All right, so that was H. Let's look at I. I says, which of these polygons have reflective symmetry? Reflective symmetry. So if I could cut them in the middle, I'm trying to see if I can't try. Yeah, now this. Maybe? Okay, well this is letter A. And then B. So A and B are your answer, and Miss Taylor cannot draw them, so just, well, you know. So the two that have reflective, Lily, quit laughing at Miss Taylor. I'm not feeling good. All right, so yes, it would be reflective, because if you could draw correctly and accurately, then these would show that they have mirror or reflective symmetry. Got it? Okay. So when your folks get the handout, it says reflection and lines of symmetry, activity 32. Go ahead and try to draw those and do them as well. I think this will give us a little bit of a heads up on how to see it, okay, to see beyond the object itself and to see if there's mirror images. All right, the two things I wanted to do is I wanted us to, if you want to go ahead and start the written practice, I would say go for it, okay. I wanted us to stick with the line of lines of symmetry, and so there's two problems that go right along with this unit, and that's problem number 9 and problem number 26. Those are the two that I want us to do together, okay? if you want to do just the computation part and leave the word problems, I'm going to let you choose. Yes, the entire lesson will have to be done. We're giving ourselves 2 days to get it completely done, and that's plenty of time. We can do that. But so now I'm doing written practice. And you will have to do 1 through 30, but right now we're just going to do number 9. And number 9 says, draw the capital letter E rotated 90 degrees clockwise. So first thing you're going to do, you're going to use a capital letter E. Okay.